Last week I was watching some of the Alex Jones trial as I was doing work here in the office, and I think anybody who is following the story or knows anything about it, you have to be sympathetic for the parents who lost their kids. But the attorneys for those parents, in my opinion, behaved and presented their case in a way that I thought was kind of off-putting. Now, they succeeded, so they got the job done for their clients. However, there's just a few things that irritated me. They seemed extremely angry, emotional, seething as they're trying to present their case. But one thing in particular, it really annoyed me, and was that one of them kept bringing up that the behavior of the other lawyer was grounds for misconduct. In other words, this lawyer should have his license suspended or revoked, is sort of what that lawyer was getting at, the Sandy Hook parents' lawyer. Now, it doesn't happen all that often, but it does happen when you're involved in civil litigation or anything sort of adversarial. There's always some lawyer who goes straight to this attack on your licensure, right? And I would imagine they do it if they have a claim against a doctor or an accountant or whoever has a license. They go after the professional's license. And I just think it's a scummy thing to do. It's a despicable thing to do, unless there's genuine grounds for it. I mean, if a lawyer's stealing money from his clients or an accountant's cheating his clients or something like that, yeah, there's grounds for it. But there's some lawyers who just use this as just, another arrow in their arsenal to go after the license of the opposing side. So just to give you a few examples that I've experienced. About a year ago, a group of lawyers and I filed for a declaratory judgment against the Department of Education, challenging their authority to impose a statewide mask mandate. Now, one of the lawyers for one of the municipalities that were named in the lawsuit stood up, and the very first thing out of his mouth was that we should all be disbarred for challenging a mandate or challenging the state's authority. And in fact, he had some absurd law review article that he attached to his pleadings as justification why we should all just be disbarred for daring to challenge the government. I had another incident where my client was involved in this very routine dispute with their insurance company, a little car accident in a parking lot. So I sent a letter to the insurance company, and their New York based attorney sent a letter to me, like this pre-done lawyer, this pre-done letter, just a canned letter, and it said that as part of their dispute, they were going to file a claim against me with the Board of Bar Overseers. So there's lawyers, and there have been other incidents as well, who the lawyers just say, I'm going to file against you with the licensure committee. It's just a ridiculous thing to do. It really irks me. If I were ever a judge and a lawyer did that in court, I would lay the law down right there. Say, none of that here. All right, we're not going to do it. And when people come to me and they have a complaint or a lawsuit possibly against a realtor or a doctor or some other person who's licensed, and they start talking about filing complaints with the licensing committee, I said, no, I don't do that, okay? If there's grounds for it, go ahead and do it on your own, but it's just not something that I do as part of my practice. So I thought I'd share my thoughts on that. If you have opinions on it, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave a comment below or send me a message.